Many agency owners don't take vacations during the first years, and that included me when I got started. But what is even the point of working if we can even enjoy the money that we make? Well, today I will share with you the exact process that I follow so you can follow it too, that is going to free you up from the day-to-day operations of your business. And for that, I will walk you through the process that we follow with one past client. His name is James, and he owns Yes Chef, which is a website development agency. And after working with us, he doubled his revenue, hired 3 team members, and delegated 80% of his work. Let me walk you through it. So well, this is James, and you may feel familiar with the situation that he was unable to take any vacation, and now he has 2 developers and a lead designer who do all the fulfillment for him. Now he can focus all of his time in growth activities and is expecting to 2x his revenue again in 2025. And here is just James being happy. So this is a little bit of his story. He was working more than 12 hours Monday through Sunday. He was burning out, and he created what I call a systems line. He just put a lot of different systems together and try to make it work, but it didn't work because creating systems feels way too complicated. So after this trial failed, he got clear that he needed to get out of the work that he was creating for himself. And I say work, I don't say business, because he was just a worker in his business. So what we did with James was to walk him through our 4D process, which is what I'm going to explain you right now, so you can follow the exact same process and get the same exact results. Because what is the purpose here? Is so you can 4x, 5x, 10x, whatever your revenue in a year, and be able to step away from your business, from the fulfillment of your business, which is what is sucking up your time. And this was very funny because this was in a conversation that I had with him. Now his problem is that he didn't know what to spend his time on because he was not just used to it. Like everything is just working. I think I'm just gonna take this week off. And he told me with this tone. Well, here there is a video testimonial that now I'm going to be sharing also this presentation with you in the description of the video, so you can also see the video so you see what he has to say. Because look, the difference between a scalable business and a one-person prison, it is only one. It is the systems that are built inside of that business. And with systems, I mean one place where we can see everything at a glance from our business. All the projects, all the documentation, all the tasks, who's doing what, KPIs, everything. Because the purpose here is that it becomes non-essential who runs the show. Your business shouldn't be dependent on you. Should be dependent on the systems that you have created for your business. Because also think about that. This is gonna revalue or give so much more value to your business in the moment that maybe you want to sell it in the future. And it's also going to be a business that is much more pleasant to run. And here is a very visual chart of what it means. What we input in our business are systems, automations, and artificial intelligence. And what we get is extreme efficiency and productivity, infinite scalability through delegation. Now we can have more time to focus on strategic growth instead of just being reinventing the wheel and being serving our customers. Exponential revenue growth, and again, owner time and location freedom. This is the ultimate objective. So how do we make this happen with the 4D process? Step number 1, define the core offer. Now we're gonna go into each of them in more detail. Step number 2, develop systems. Step number 3, deploy automation. Step number 4, draft your dream team. Let's go. Define core offer. What do I mean by this? Every service-based business has a core offer. This is the offer that brings you most of the revenue. Let's say for James, it was developing websites. So he has his process that goes from lead management to sales and to service fulfillment. So these are the 3 stages that we defined together before building anything in any systems related app. This is how the system or part of it looked when we finished, and this is the whole process. All this was his lead generation, fulfillment, and sales process. And this is crucial. Well, this is a screenshot from when we were building it. This is James, and this is my computer. When we built this, the first reaction that he got was of relief, because now he didn't have to have all this process in his head. This was already telling us how the system that we need to build is gonna need to be built. All the different parts of it, all the automations, all the tasks, all the documentation that we will need to create. So this became the foundation of everything that we were to build afterwards. That's why this is the very first step. First, we build the foundation, and then we start building the systems. And there is also here an example of another one of my clients. Well, you can see here that we were in the workshop doing the same process, and she was just getting crazy to see all this beauty in front of her. So now, what is the second step? Develop systems. The way that I see systems is holistically. This means that they should cover everything inside of the business. But what we focus on the most is on the client journey, on creating the systems that are going to allow us to execute that client journey. And for that, I use a central tool that is Notion, that then is going to be connected to every other tool that we may need, because Notion cannot do everything. So as I said, we focus on 3 different areas: lead management, sales management, and client fulfillment. We created a couple of databases, client tasks. I'm not gonna stop too much on the details, but here they are: the leads database, the client's database. So once a lead converts into a client, it will go to this database over here. And then the idea for this was that at every status, we will create a set of tasks that we have defined in the first step. So like this, everybody can know what to do, and the creation of those tasks are automated. So we make sure that everything gets done because we have defined it before. Now all of this, every person inside of the team see it from their personal dashboard. So this is, I don't remember whose dashboard, maybe James. This is all the tasks that he needs to get done. All these tasks were created automatically. But here, there is something that is missing. If we're just creating tasks, we are still a little bit dependent on ourselves because we know how to do the thing. So how do we step out completely of this process and we don't depend even on the people that we hire? By documenting the processes. So before, we have already defined all the different tasks that we need to get done, because this comes from step number 1. Now we just need to create the documents that explain how to do those tasks. And yes, this is a little bit boring. I can hear you snoring and I kind of agree, but this is necessary for you to step out of your own fulfillment process. So what is documentation? It is creating documents that explain how to do the core tasks for your core offer. For example, tasks can be review Figma file and flag concerns. And the documentation could be how to review a Figma file pre-project kickoff. And the beauty here is that whenever each of the tasks are going to be created, they are going to be automatically linked to the documentation that explains how to do it. What does this mean? That now whenever this is created, it can also be automatically assigned to whoever in your team is the lead designer, for example, and that person is going to receive as well the documentation that explains how to do the thing. So that person is not going to ask you how to do the thing. You have already reached a system that does not depend on you, that depends only on the system itself. This was James' face, by the way, when he understood that this was possible. So now I'm gonna leave you here an SOP template that is very easy for you to recreate, and here's some explanation. You can see all of these once you get this presentation. I'm not gonna spend time here. Another thing that we did was also to define which is gonna be the tech stack that is gonna help him, because as I said before, Notion cannot do everything. So for call scheduling, we have Calendly; for forms, Google Forms; for invoicing, we have Tango; for payments, we have Stripe; then Slack, Google Drive, Google Workspace; MailerLite; for newsletters, Make; for automation, Zoom, and Webflow. And all of these can be connected, but this is a little bit, I think, for a different video. But once we have all of these built, all these different tasks, documentation, different databases, everything set up, and we have tested it, what comes next? The third D, which is deploy automation. There is a lot of processes in your business probably that you are doing now manually because you don't know that you can automate it. For example, onboarding clients. How long do you spend onboarding your clients? Sending them an email, sending them a form link, then taking that information from the form, putting it into their record in your CRM if you have one, adding them to a Slack channel, creating a Google Drive folder. Like, how long do you spend per client every time? So those are the things that we can automate. And the first step that we do every time is to identify those opportunities. This actually we do on step number 1 when we are defining the whole map. Once we have the opportunities clear, then we create a customized solution, and then we optimize those automations with time. For example, for James, this is one of the things that we built, his whole onboarding process. We created an internal and external Slack channel to communicate with the client. A Google Drive folder was created. We send everything via Slack to the client. We update Notion's client record to mark him as converted, and we also log the payments into the finance tracker that we also had in Notion. These are part of the automation, and James being confused by it, as you can see. And then it is true that not everything can be automated, but some things can be templatized. For example, in James's case, what he develops are websites. So we could create a lot of different templates. First, we identify which are the things that we use the most, and then we can turn that into templates so he can reuse them and save time for every new client that comes his way. But now, after we have automated everything possible, we have a system running, what comes next? What all of this has unlocked is our capacity. If before, let's say our capacity was 3 clients at the same time, now with all of this, we can increase our capacity per person. So for example, James here could handle maybe 4 clients. But the objective is not that it is James who is handling those clients, right? Even if he's more efficient. The objective is that he can hire someone to do that for him, because now we have all the documentation and most things are automated. So step number 4, it is to draft your dream team. And for this, there is a process. And the steps are, first we define what that process is. This was our hiring process. And then we develop the system also inside of Notion to handle all the different applicants. And then we also automate some of the process, like with forms, sending emails at different stages and everything. Because once we build this is going to serve us for everyone that we are going to hire in the future. In fact, this is his hiring dashboard with all his applicants and how they were flowing through the process. And this is in the moment that James hired his first website developer, that he was from South Africa. And thanks to that, within a month, James decreased his time of developing websites for his clients by 80%. Before, he was spending all his time developing websites. Now 80% of that time was freed up because he was able to hire someone because he built the systems to do so. Now you can see how powerful this is. And what is also good about this is that this system that we built for him, it is scalable. It doesn't matter how many people work inside of the company. We will just need to create a new dashboard, which is a template with just 2 clicks of a button. And that is it. And the person is onboarded and he's ready to take on projects because all the documentation is already within the system. All the tasks are being created automatically. All the processes that could be automated are automated. So everything is fully ready and it doesn't depend on James. So what can you do with all this information? I really wish you the best on creating your systems for your business, and please do not postpone this, because once you have the need to hire someone, it is already late for building your systems. You have to build your systems before you hire anyone, because you don't want to bring anyone new inside of the chaos that is your company. You don't want to be spending all the time training that person. You want your system to do that for you, because that is going to compound for every new hire that you're going to have in the future. So if you want my help and my teams, now there is 2 ways that you can get that from us. The first one is to join our school community, where you're going to find more entrepreneurs that are also in the same journey that you are in systemizing and automating your business in order to be free and use your business as the vehicle for that freedom. In that school community, we have a lot of copy-paste templates. We have automations for copy-pasting. We have a flagship Notion template that is the one that I use with all my clients for you to duplicate. We have videos that will explain you how to customize the template to your own needs. We have support. We have everything in there. So I'm going to leave in the description of this video a link that, depending when you are watching this is going to be a wait list to wait until I open the doors of the community, or it's going to be the link to join the community itself. So you can find it in the description. And then option number 2 is to book a strategy call with me or with someone from my team. And we are going to review your situation to make sure that we can help you build the systems that will create a testimonial as good or better as James's. So well, that is it for this video, guys. And as always, hasta la próxima.